He wipes his hands clean while soup drips from my scalp. I'm 36, a nurse, from Charlotte, North Carolina. The silence after the splash is worse than the splash. The boardroom is sterile, plastic folding chairs, stale coffee smell, a bulletin board with HOA flyers that haven't changed since spring. My hair clings to my neck in wet, salty ropes. The soup was chicken, no chicken and wild rice. He made it himself. He brought it in a thermos, said it was just in case the meeting ran long. I thought that meant he cared. Now, I'm not sure it ever did. He leans in, not to apologize, not to ask if I'm okay, but to whisper something so close I can feel the steam of it on my ear. You've got 10 minutes before I eject you. 10 minutes, like I'm a virus. Across the room, Miss Palmer's phone is up, red dot blinking. She doesn't lower it. I don't ask her to. The mic on the table crackles. Still live from Marcus's little speech, his rant about the new fence line, the noise complaints, the fines we shouldn't have to pay because they're targeting our family. Our family. He said that out loud, and then poured scalding soup on my head. No one speaks. The HOA chair, a woman with too much blush and too little spine, looks frozen. She glances at the projector as if the next agenda item will rescue her. It won't. It's dog waste bin placement. Went to the stories. I don't cry. Not yet. Instead, I look at the soup sliding from my bangs, over my shoulder, onto my blouse, the blue one he bought for our anniversary last year, the one that still had the tags on it when I wore it tonight. My little effort. My one last try. He's wiping his hands with a napkin. A linen one. From the bundle of napkins I packed in the meeting kit. The napkin absorbs the mess from his hands better than my hair does. Claire, he says, loud now, turning to the board, voice freshly composed. You're being emotional again. It's a line he's rehearsed, used before, but this time, I think even he feels it tremble on the edge of collapse. Behind him, Gina steps into the frame. She wasn't invited. She came anyway. She always does. She looks at me, not with shock, she's past shock, but with a familiar, steady burn. I hear her say to Miss Palmer, "You getting this?" And Miss Palmer nods. Still filming. The HOA chair coughs. Should we take a 5-minute break? Marcus smiles like a politician. No need, we're fine. I speak my first words. Yes, let's take 5. Everyone scatters. The room peels apart like a dropped deck of cards. Some hover by the water cooler. Some pretend to check their phones. None of them look at me directly. Not even the woman who once asked me for my zucchini bread recipe. Not even the man who borrowed my power drill 2 months ago. Gina brings me napkins. Real ones, not linen. Tilt your head, she says. Her voice is soft but not small. She pats at the soup, careful but not coddling. The broth makes a slow trail down my spine. It's warm. It's humiliating. But somehow I'm calm. I saw him fill that thermos, she says. I thought it was sweet. Guess I'm as stupid as you think I am. You're not stupid, I say. Just optimistic. We don't laugh. I'm posting this if you say the word. I think about it, about what it would mean for our jobs, our neighborhood, our already fractured reputation on the HOA Facebook group. I shake my head. Not yet. She nods. I brought something else. It's in the car. I don't ask what. Not yet. Marcus returns with 2 cups of water. One for himself, one for me. He sets mine down, but doesn't meet my eyes. We're not doing this in public, he says under his breath. Act right. Right, I say, like dumping soup on someone's head. End quote. He scowls but doesn't deny it. He looks at the HOA chair. Let's continue? Everyone resumes their seats. The meeting continues like it didn't happen, like I'm not drenched, like I don't smell like broth and betrayal. Marcus starts speaking again. About noise ordinances, about fence height codes, about how our neighbors park too close to the fire hydrant. He sounds calm, rational, almost likable. Miss Palmer doesn't lower her phone. Neither do I move. 2 hours earlier, before the soup, before the mic, before the cameras. The kitchen smells like rosemary and regret. I'm plating dinner roasted chicken thighs with lemon. I chose bone-in because Marcus used to say it tasted more honest that way. But I stopped checking his preferences around the time I stopped being able to tell if he still liked me. The plates are a muted gray ceramic, part of the registry set we never used until last month. We've started dressing meals now, as if changing the plate changes the problem. His office door is cracked open. The amber glow of his desk lamp leaks into the hallway like smoke. I look down at my hand and turn my wedding ring so the diamond faces my palm. It's a habit now, automatic, like I'm shielding it, or hiding it. The skin beneath the band is paler than the rest of my finger, like it's never seen daylight. I wonder how long I've been wearing it like that. Marcus walks in without a word. He's holding his phone in one hand, an unopened HOA envelope in the other. He sets them both on the sideboard like trash he doesn't feel like sorting. "Hey," I say, trying to sound even. "You hungry?" He glances at the table, sees the napkins folded, the lemon slices fanned across the chicken. "What's the occasion?" "No occasion," I say. "Just food." He sits down, scrolls, doesn't reach for the cutlery. I take my seat across from him, force myself not to comment on the envelope. It's thick. Late fee notice? Violation letter? I've stopped keeping track. He's the one who wanted the house on the hill with the neighborhood character. He finally looks up. "You know the HOA meeting's tonight." "I know," I say. "You're still planning to go?" He shrugs. "Do I have a choice?" "You always have a choice." He raises an eyebrow. "Right." I sip water. It's lukewarm. He finally picks up his fork. "Is this that lemon garlic thing?" "Yes, with rosemary." He nods absently. Chews, swallows. "It's fine." "Not great." "Not thanks. Just fine." I pick at my own food. The chicken is dry. "You talked to Gina today?" he asks, casual as concrete. I nod. She stopped by. Laundry day. He makes a sound. Half laugh, half scoff. She always finds an excuse to come around. She's my sister. "Right," he says, that word again, like a closed door. He sets down his fork. "We should talk budget soon. HOA's bleeding us." "You paid it already," I say, but it sounds like a question. He shrugs. "We'll go over it later." Which means never. The envelope sits like a tumor on the counter. I get up to clear my plate. The food is mostly untouched. He doesn't comment. As I rinse the dish, I hear the clink of his fork against porcelain, then a pause, then wine being poured only one glass. I dry my hands, turn to him. "Would you like me to come with you tonight?" He looks up slowly. "To the meeting?" "Yes." He considers it for a moment, as if it's a question with weight. Then, "Sure, might help to have a second voice." It really was, or a second target. He finishes his wine in 3 gulps, stands, wipes his mouth with a cloth napkin, drops it on the plate like he's finished something important. As he leaves the room, I hear him mutter, "Don't make it about feelings." 30 minutes later, I'm in the bedroom, trying to pick something neutral. I settle on the blue blouse with pearl buttons, the one from last year's anniversary dinner, the dinner where he spent most of the evening on his phone, claiming work emergencies. I iron it again, even though it's already pressed, then smooth my hair back, then look at myself in the mirror. My wedding ring is still turned inward. I stare at it. Try turning it back. It doesn't feel right. Gina texts, "You want backup tonight?" I type, then erase, then type again. "Just be on standby." She replies, "Already in the car. Bring fire extinguisher if needed." I smirk. A real one. First time today. Marcus calls from downstairs. "You ready?" "Coming," I answer, flatly. I take one last look at the ring. I don't flip it. I leave it twisted, diamond hidden. Let it be a signal. To myself. The laundry hums low in the next room. I sit on the floor, sorting towels. The blue ones go in a pile by my knee, the threadbare beige ones into a trash bag. Gina's legs are crossed on the rug like she owns the room, folding fitted sheets into something like rectangles. She chews on the end of a pen that's not writing anything. "So," she says, eyes on the sheet, "still covering for him?" "I don't know what you're talking about." She tilts her head slightly. "Last year's HOA fine. Wasn't that his violation?" I shrug. "It's taken care of." "That's not what I asked. I'm not interested in playing cross-exam." She raises an eyebrow but lets it go. For now, a sock tumbles from the dryer. I reach for it, and as I move, the ring on my finger catches a glint of sunlight. Still facing in. Still backwards. The diamond rests against my palm like a tooth turned inward. Gina sees it. I know she does. She doesn't say anything, just folds, but her silence sharpens the room. You wearing that inside out on purpose? She finally asks. I say nothing. She nods slowly. You used to polish it every Sunday. That was before Sundays felt like Tuesdays. Wow, she says, soft but not kind. That bad. I pause. It's not that simple. It never is, but it is. We fall quiet. The laundry hums. Outside, someone's dog barks 3 times. On the 3rd bark, Gina speaks again. Claire, if you needed to go really go, would you be ready? I fold a towel that doesn't need folding. I don't know. Because sometimes it feels like you're waiting for him to give you permission. That one stings. Not because it's wrong, but because it used to be true. Maybe still is. I open my mouth to defend myself. Then I hear Marcus's steps. His voice, low and practiced, like he's about to take a client call. Talking budgets again? He asks as he steps into the doorway. He's wearing that navy pullover, the one that hides his phone bulge in his pocket. Casual Marcus, calm Marcus, performative Marcus. Just laundry, I say. He walks in, picks up a towel, folds it once, then sets it down creased wrong, like he's never folded anything in his life. We still going to the meeting? He asks. Yes, I say. Gina's eyes flick to mine, but she stays silent. She smells the shift. You sure you're good for that? He adds, adjusting his collar. Why wouldn't I be? No reason, he says. Just checking. He glances at Gina, then at the door. There's always something behind his casual check-ins, like he's sniffing for weakness, a crack in the drywall, a lever to pull. I smile too quickly. We'll leave in 30. He nods and leaves without another word. The room exhales once he's gone. Gina lets out a slow breath through her nose. Wow, it's like watching someone tune a piano with a hammer. I try to laugh, but it comes out brittle. She picks up the towel he folded. Redoes it. You packed your own copy, right? Copy? Of the HOA bylaw. You know Rule 7.2, noise complaints. That's what this meeting's about, right? I think so. He just said something about the fence. Her jaw tightens. He's prepping a case. You should too. You make it sound like court. Claire. She lowers her voice. It is court, just without the judge's robe. I gather the trash bag and stand. I'll be fine. I didn't ask if you'd be fine. She looks at me the way people look at someone about to step into traffic. Not judgment, not pity, just that warning flicker of light. I walk past her. She doesn't stop me, but she calls after me as I hit the stairs. You sure the ring still fits the way it used to? I don't answer. Upstairs, I tuck the ring beneath a glove in the top drawer. For now, the indentation on my finger feels naked, exposed. I dress slower this time, the same blue blouse. I ironed it twice. Now I smooth it a 3rd time, even though it doesn't need it. Downstairs, Marcus is already in the car. The thermos sits in the cup holder. Is that your coffee? I ask as I slide in. Soup, he says. For later, just in case the meeting runs long. The lid is sealed tight. I smell rosemary. The conference room smells like burnt coffee and printer ink. Someone's brought a tray of cookies that taste like chalk. They crumble when I bite one, a distraction from the tension rolling off the walls. Marcus is already in debate mode. Jacket off, sleeves rolled, voice steady. He's rehearsed this all week, every bullet point, every phrase designed to sound logical, harmless, reasonable. I take the seat beside him. The mic between us hums faintly. I can see our reflection in the metal stand his posture straight, mine shrinking in miniature. Miss Palmer, 3 seats down, adjusts her phone on a tiny tripod. Recording for transparency, she calls it. The red light blinks, counting heartbeats. Chairperson. All right, next item, Marcus Danner, regarding fence variance. Marcus nods, rises. Thank you. Our fence was cited last month for exceeding height limits by 2 inches. I've measured. I've documented. I've spoken to the previous board, and this new ruling feels inconsistent. He hands out neatly labeled folders like he's distributing evidence in a trial. I recognize the folders. I printed them. While he talks, my mind drifts. I watch condensation bead down the thermos he set beside my chair. The metal sweats, just like my palms. Soup, for later. Marcus gestures toward me. My wife can confirm the original installation date. I blink. That was 3 years ago. He smiles, satisfied. Exactly, before the policy revision. So technically we're grandfathered in. The chairwoman frowns. That's not how. Marcus interrupts smoothly. We're simply asking for fairness. He knows exactly when to interrupt. Not long enough to seem rude, just long enough to own the room. I glance around. Everyone's eyes are on him. Always him. I catch Gina in the back row. She's leaning against the wall, arms folded, watching. When Marcus sits, he squeezes my knee under the table. Your turn, he whispers. My turn? Tell them how we've complied, he murmurs, smile pinned for the audience. I clear my throat. We've tried to follow all guidelines. We've repainted twice. The noise complaints. Marcus's hand tightens. The noise complaints, I repeat, weren't from us. He releases my knee. Good, he says under his breath. Stay on point. The chairwoman consults her papers. You still owe for the prior fine, correct? Marcus's jaw flexes. That's being disputed. My stomach turns. We both know it isn't. Miss Palmer's phone light flickers again. I wonder if she's catching his twitch, the way his polite mask slips for half a second. The discussion loops in circles. Bylaws, setbacks, committee votes. Words that mean nothing but weigh everything. I start to fade into the hum of voices until Marcus says, louder now. Some people here have personal biases. They don't like how we maintain our yard, or that my wife parks in front occasionally. A few murmurs ripple through the room. He smiles thinly. You know how gossip spreads. He looks at me. Don't you, Claire? I freeze. The room tilts slightly. Tell them, he presses. Tell them what Mrs. Hawkins said about you last month. I don't remember. She called you unstable, he says with a chuckle, like it's funny. But of course, that's ridiculous. Ascontated, laughter, polite but uneasy, skims the surface. I stare at the microphone, at my reflection, mouth slightly open, eyes already wet but refusing to spill. Gina shifts. Enough, she says from the back. Marcus ignores her. See, my wife's sensitive. She takes things the wrong way sometimes. He stands again, reaching for the thermos. Anyway, I think we could all use a break. Coffee? Soup? A few nods. Someone chuckles nervously. He unscrews the lid. Steam curls upward, thick with herbs. He looks at me. Want some? The question isn't a question. The metal clicks against the rim as he pours into the disposable cup. His hand doesn't tremble. Mine do. He sets it in front of me, still steaming. Go ahead, he says quietly. I'm fine, I whisper. He tilts his head. Come on, don't waste it. I shake my head. The smile fades. Something shifts behind his eyes, some private ledger tipping out of balance. Then the motion quick, practiced. The cup tips. A sudden rush of heat across my scalp. Gasps. Chair legs scrape. For a second, I don't feel pain, only the sound. The cup hitting tile, the microphone feedback shrieking, someone's intake of breath. He steps back, voice calm. You need to cool off. The words land harder than the soup. I hear the board chair stammer, Mr. Danner, but she's drowned by the buzz of whispers, the flurry of phones being lifted. Miss Palmer's lens glints in the overhead light. Red light steady now. Gina pushes through the row. Claire! I hold up a hand. Don't. Steam curls off my shoulder. The smell of broth, rosemary, chicken fat. He's wiping his hands with a linen napkin. My napkin. Are you? The chair begins, but I cut her off. I'm fine. I hear my own voice flat, unfamiliar, stripped of anything soft. I straighten. Soup dripping onto the carpet. Let's finish the meeting. Marcus looks at me like he's unsure what play I'm running. The room shifts its weight again, everyone waiting for someone else to decide what happens next. 10 minutes, he mutters, barely audible, but the mic catches it. The phrase echoes, distorted through the cheap speaker. 10 minutes. The clock on the wall ticks loudly, almost theatrical. Miss Palmer's recording light keeps blinking, the silent witness no one invited but everyone needs. I sit down. Fold my hands. The soup cools on my skin. And inside, something colder takes its place. The drive home is quiet except for the turn signal. Blink, pause, blink. Each flash slices the darkness like a metronome for things we're not saying. Marcus grips the wheel with surgeon precision. Not a word, not an apology. Just that small pulse in his jaw when he chews on anger and calls it control. When we pull into the driveway, the porch light's still on. I left it that way before we left habit. not hope. He cuts the engine. The ticking of cooling metal fills the silence. "I don't want neighbors seeing you like that," he says finally. "Like what?" "Wet." I almost laugh. "You threw soup at me." He exhales through his nose. "You spilled it." The words fall so casually I almost believe him. Inside, the air smells like lemon cleaner and something faintly metallic, the leftover tang of the thermos. He goes straight for the cabinet, pours himself another glass of wine. "You going to take a shower or just stand there?" I look down. My blouse stiffens as it dries, starch made of salt and fat. In a minute. He leans against the counter, wine glass half full. "You embarrassed me tonight." I blink. "You poured food on me in front of 12 people. They were my people. They'll believe me." "That's your story?" He takes a slow sip. "It's not a story. It's the version that'll stick." There it is, the neat, tidy lie forming its shape. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. I move to the sink, fill it with water so cold it aches against my fingers. The sound covers the static in my head. He talks over the running faucet. "You started crying before anything happened. You were already hysterical." I turn off the tap. The silence after the water stops feels louder than the argument. "I didn't cry," I say. "Then what was that?" "Shock." He shrugs. "Same difference." He swirls his wine. "You should post something online. Say you slipped, maybe. Control the optics." "Optics?" He smirks. "You know how things look in these neighborhoods. People love a spectacle." He glances toward the front window. A porch light flickers across the street. Someone is watching. There's always someone watching. He lowers his voice. "If anyone asks, tell them you overreacted. Do that, and this goes away." I walk past him toward the laundry room. My shoes leave faint broth prints on the tile. The smell follows. In the laundry basket, the blue blouse sits like evidence, wrinkled, stained, still warm from the drive. I ball it up and shove it to the bottom. Through the wall, I can hear the TV come on. His usual move, drown the evening in static and headlines. I lean against the washer. The hum of the machine isn't on, but I imagine it is steady, predictable, clean. My phone vibrates. Text from Gina. I have the video. "You okay?" I type. "Don't send it. Not yet. I have sewed." She types back instantly. "He's rewriting the story, isn't he?" I don't answer. When I step back into the living room, he's on the couch, half watching the news, half reading something on his phone. He doesn't look up. "You told them I was unstable," I say quietly. He doesn't flinch. "You were shaking." "Because I was humiliated." "'Cause you're dramatic." I laugh once, sharp enough to cut. "You're unbelievable." He lowers the phone. "Careful, Claire, don't make this worse." End quote. I cross my arms. Define worse. He sets the phone down, finally meets my eyes. "You make noise, and you'll be the one they fine again. Remember last time?" He means the HOA letter, the one still unopened on the counter. He stands, steps closer, soft voice. "I hope you have a plan." I look at the glass in his hand, half empty, rim stained with his fingerprints. I do. He studies me for a second, then smiles faintly, like he thinks I'm bluffing. "You always say that." He goes upstairs. The sound of each footstep lands heavy, deliberate. When the bedroom door shuts, I stay where I am. The house exhales. I take the unopened envelope from the counter, weigh it in my hand. It's heavier than paper should be. In the quiet, I can hear my own heartbeat echo through the metal sink. The cat next door yowls once, sharp, then nothing. I open the envelope slowly, just a slit at the top, careful not to tear. I don't read it yet, not tonight. I slide it into the drawer by the keys. Out of sight, not forgotten. Then I wash my hands until the smell of broth fades. When I finally climb the stairs, he's asleep or pretending. One hand drapes over the edge of the bed, loose, careless. On the nightstand sits his phone, face down. Mine lights up once more. Gina again. "I found something. Call me tomorrow." I type. "Tomorrow." Then set the phone face down too. For the first time in hours, the house feels still. But the stillness isn't peace, it's pause. Like the air before lightning decides where to strike. The house smells like scorched lemon and reheated coffee. I wake up to the sound of the front door opening, not slamming, just opening, softly, with intention. Gina never knocks. She lets herself in like this is still the house we grew up in, like the locks are just a formality. I stay in bed long enough to hear the coffee machine gurgle, then drag myself up. My body aches in strange places, shoulders, back, the base of my scalp where the soup clung longest. My blouse is already in the wash, but the memory clings to my skin. Even after the second rinse. Downstairs, she's perched on the counter like it's hers, legs swinging, mug in hand. I let myself in, she says without looking. I know, I say. You always do. She sips, then sets the mug down and pulls a manila envelope from her tote. Found something. I raise an eyebrow. What kind of something? Dad's cabinet. Old files. You'll want to read it. She doesn't hand it to me immediately, just holds it, like she's weighing whether I'm ready for it. I don't ask twice. I just hold out my hand. She drops it in my palm. The envelope has no label, just creases and dust and a faint smell of newsprint. I sit at the table, slide my finger beneath the flap, pull out the contents. Only one page. Premarital Agreement Dannard Kaplan. Dated the 14th of March, 2012. Clause 4b. Separate property shall remain separate. No commingling of personal or escrowed financial assets shall be construed as shared unless both parties provide written consent. Signed at the bottom. Marcus Danner. Claire Kaplan. Witnessed. Notarized. I stare at the signature that's supposed to be mine. It is. I remember signing it vaguely. I didn't understand it at the time, or maybe I didn't want to. Gina watches me read it, doesn't interrupt. I whisper it aloud. Separate property remains separate, no commingling. She nods once. Meaning everything you brought into the marriage stayed mine, I finish. I trace the words with my index finger. The ink hasn't faded. How long have you had this? She shrugs. It was in Dad's records, labeled under finals. I was looking for my tax forms. I run a thumb across the signature. He never mentioned it again. Not once. And quote, I was Bellady any Tenger. She leans forward. Claire, that fine from last year? The one you paid out of your emergency fund? I nod slowly. That was separate. You didn't owe him coverage. He used you. I close my eyes. Breathe in through my nose. The house creaks like it's listening. I say, he said we'd handle it together. And instead, she replies, he handled you. I fold the document back along its old crease. The sound it makes is surgical, clean, final. Gina watches me. You okay? I don't know. And properis. But you're clearer. Yes. I spend the next hour reorganizing drawers. Not out of urgency, out of clarity. The emergency folder goes under the desk lamp. I remove the gas bill from the key drawer. I take my ring out of the glove upstairs and don't put it back on. It sits on the counter. Exposed. Honest. I don't touch the prenup again. I don't need to. The smell of soup still lingers in the garbage bin. I tie it shut. Later that afternoon, Marcus returns home from the gym. He doesn't look at me when he enters, just tosses his keys into the bowl, pecks the side of my head like a ritual that's lost meaning. He sees Gina and pauses. Still here? Just leaving, she says. She pats the envelope beside me. Glad we could catch up. She turns to Marcus, smiles without warmth. You take care of each other. He frowns slightly, like he knows something happened but isn't sure what. Always. Gina walks out. Her exit is small but seismic. Marcus pours himself water, glancing at me over the rim. You two seemed intense. She brought paperwork. He raises an eyebrow. What kind? Prenup, I say. Quiet. Blunt. His glass stills midair. What about it? I look at him directly. Clause 4. Separate stays separate. Escrow isn't marital. He sets the glass down too quickly. It sloshes. Why are we talking about that now? Because it matters now. He studies my face. We've never had to lean on that. Had all of it, index time. We're leaning, I say. The silence afterward is jagged. Neither of us knows how to climb it. He scoffs. Well, that was a decade ago, but it still holds. Claire. He runs a hand through his hair. What are you trying to say? I don't answer. I simply fold the napkin in front of me into a perfect square. He watches, confused, then unnerved. I'm going to shower, I say, soup still in my hair. He doesn't stop me. He just watches me walk away. In the mirror, steam blurs the glass until I almost disappear. I twist the hot knob too far, let it scald. Under the water, I whisper the clause again. Separate remains separate. Not because I need to remember, because I need to believe it's mine to say. The ring doesn't fight me when I slide it off. There's no resistance. No last shimmer of protest, just a faint circle of pale skin, like it never belonged to this hand at all. I place it on the counter beside the coffee pot. No theatrics, no box, just porcelain and metal and silence. Outside, the dusk rolls in thick and blue. Porch lights click on across the cul-de-sac. Motion sensors blink. A dog barks once, tired of its own voice. The neighborhood exhales. Inside, the dishwasher hums low. I sit at the kitchen island and stare at nothing, not in the dramatic way, but in the way that people do when they're almost full of a thought and afraid to swallow it. The prenup is still folded neatly in the manila envelope. I haven't hidden it. I haven't moved it. It stays where Gina left it, under a coaster. Across the room, Marcus's laptop bag slouches in the armchair like it's drunk. He dropped it there after his meeting with Darren, just catching up with old college guys. But the bag is always zipped, always weighed down like it's carrying more than paperwork. The zipper tab catches the lamplight. I don't move toward it. Not yet. I just look. He comes downstairs eventually, towel around his shoulders, smelling of mint and detachment. His skin glows faintly red from a too-hot shower. "Dinner?" he asks. "I already ate." "You didn't wait?" I shake my head. Didn't feel like it. He doesn't push. That's what unnerves me. Lately, he's been conserving his aggression like battery power, saving it for public display. He pours a second glass of wine, leaves mine untouched. "Big day tomorrow," he says. "For you?" "For us," he corrects. "HOA deadline's coming up. We need a strategy." He says we but means you. "What's the fine?" I ask. He shrugs. "Doesn't matter. It's about principle." I say nothing. Let the sentence sit between us like a cracked plate. He drinks, looks toward the island, sees the ring. Doesn't say a word. I clean up slowly, not because the dishes require it, but because I need something to move while my brain stays still. I wipe down counters already clean. Rinse glasses already empty. The HOA letter unopened sits beside his laptop bag. Not even tucked away. Just there. Exposed. It's the same envelope I saw yesterday, but now I notice something new. The paper is cheap, thin. Under the white, I see red text bleeding through. Not ink type. Blocky, all caps lettering. 3 words, partly obscured, push through the paper fibers. Final, immediate action. The kind of words that don't ask, they command. I say nothing. I make no move to pick it up. Instead, I dry my hands on a cloth napkin and fold it neatly, corner to corner, just like Marcus does when he's pretending to care about optics. He watches me. Still drinking. "Still upset about the soup thing?" he says, almost lightly. I turn. "No." He raises his eyebrows. "No? I'm just remembering," I say. "There's a difference." He leans on the counter. "You were quiet for a while. I figured we'd moved past it." "You figured wrong." Captor. The wine hits his bloodstream. His expression relaxes just enough to show the version of him I used to love. Conversational, disarming, low-voiced, steady. "I hate when we fight," he says. "We're not fighting," I reply. "Oh? We're documenting." He pauses, the glass halfway to his lips. "You sound like Gina," he mutters. "I don't," I say. "Gina would have flipped the table." He almost smiles. True. But she also would have posted the video by now. He doesn't smile at that. He sets the glass down. "You still have it?" "I don't need it." "Claire, you made your version clear," I say. "Now I'm just watching what happens next." I turn away, pretending to rinse a plate I already dried. Later, he falls asleep on the couch or fakes it. TV still murmuring, one sock half off, the laptop bag untouched. I sit across from him, lights off, room lit only by the flicker of a muted crime drama. In the glow, I see his chest rise and fall. Steady, predictable, unaware. I lean forward, elbows on knees. Let the prenup line repeat in my head like prayer. Separate remains separate. I glance again at the envelope beside his bag. The red lettering presses harder through the paper. He's not scared. Not yet. But he will be. I don't go outside to get air. I go out so I can see the front lawn the way everyone else does. From the porch, Our house looks perfectly maintained, trimmed hedges, level walkway, porch light with a warm LED bulb that Marcus insisted made us look more neighborly. The blue recycling bin is aligned with the edge of the property like a soldier waiting for inspection. Across the street, porch lights glow, one by one. Motion sensors twitch. Behind each window, a watcher. I sip ginger tea from the only mug not chipped. Not because it matters, because it doesn't. Behind me, the screen door creaks open. Gina steps out quietly, like she's checking a wound. "You sure you want to do this here?" she asks. "Why not?" I say. "He's inside." "He's always inside." She walks to the porch rail and leans over it, both hands gripping the wood like she's bracing herself for an impact. "I sent the video," she says. I don't turn. "To who?" "The HOA board, privately." I close my eyes. "Gina, they were going to fine you, Claire." I nod once, slow. "And now?" "They've scheduled a hearing. Monday. 3 days from now." I stare out at the quiet street, suddenly aware of how loud the silence is. She lowers her voice. "They think you threw it." I know. She steps closer. "You have to speak at the hearing." "Do I?" "Unless you want the official record to read, no rebuttal offered." The screen door slams open. Marcus steps out, barefoot, shirtless, holding his phone like a badge. "You told them?" he says. His voice isn't raised, it's polished, audience ready. Gina's body rotates just enough to face him. "They needed the truth," she replies. "No," Marcus says. "You needed a win." He turns to me. "Did you know she was going to do this?" I sip the tea. "No, a lie. But a strategic one." He scoffs. "You didn't stop her." "She didn't ask." He narrows his eyes. "So now I'm the villain?" "No," Gina cuts in. "You were the villain the minute the soup hit her scalp." To their action. Marcus takes a step forward. "You're inserting yourself again. You don't live here." I did. Long enough to see how this place functions. He glances at me. "Claire, tell her to go inside." "I'm fine," I say. "Claire." "She's fine," Gina says. The porch light above us flickers once, then steadies. Across the street, I see Mrs. Killian's curtain shift. She's always watching. Always. Marcus notices too. His voice drops into that private, surgical register. "You're doing this out here? You want to ruin us publicly?" "You already did," Gina says, calm as glass. "Claire just hasn't said it out loud yet." He stares at her, then me. Then he smiles. It's the kind of smile I've seen him use on HOA board members and late-night clients, the practiced grin of a man who's never not had the last word. "I'll fix this," he says. "No," I reply. "You'll reframe it, like you always do." He steps forward. "Claire." Gina steps in between us. Not dramatically, just enough. "You don't get to posture," she says. "You lost that right when you weaponized soup." Marcus's jaw clenches. "It was an accident." Gina barks a laugh. "You aimed." I exhale, long and full. "I'll speak at the hearing." He turns sharply. "What?" "I'll speak. Monday." For the first time, I see a flicker of something beneath his composure. Not fear, not guilt. Just the briefest edge of calculation. "What are you planning to say?" he asks. I smile faintly. "The truth." His knuckles tighten around the phone. He doesn't speak again. That night, I walk past the kitchen on the way to bed. The light's off, but something catches my eye. The HOA envelope, the one with the red bleed-through, is gone. Replaced with a different one. Smaller. I pick it up. It's addressed to Marcus Danner, but it's been opened. Inside, a formal HOA summons for review of property conduct and public decorum violation incident #7WC. I look at the timestamp. Sent 3 hours ago. Gina didn't just send them the video. She named him. I climb the stairs slower than usual. He's already in bed. The laptop bag is zipped and tucked beneath his side of the bed. I don't ask questions. Not yet. But I lay down beside him with the HOA letter still in my hand. I don't fold it. I just let it rest flat, real, and waiting. The sunrise doesn't look like a beginning. It looks like evidence under a heat lamp. I'm already up when the light changes. Dressed, hair pinned back. There's power in being earlier than him. Control in choosing silence. The kitchen is quiet. No jazz radio, no toaster popping. Just the fridge hum and the brittle sound of paper sliding across marble. The HOA summons sits in front of me again, this time with the red bleed-through in full view. Final notice, immediate action required. I lay it beside the new envelope addressed to Marcus. The fonts don't match. The tone doesn't either. His is cold, procedural. Mine was threatening. I start cross-referencing dates. HOA fines issued, payment dates, bank statement withdrawals, and that's when I find the slip. A gas utility statement, filed in the wrong folder. At first I think it's trash, something Gina accidentally shuffled in. But the name at the top isn't Marcus. It's mine. Claire Kaplan Danner. The date, February 18th. 2 months ago, the account was transferred. From Marcus Danner to Claire Danner. Signed online, no phone verification. I pull up the online portal. Password resets to my backup email. That was always his thing, shared convenience. But it wasn't convenience. It was cover. He rerouted all shared household utilities into my name just weeks before the HOA citations started appearing. Power, gas, internet, even the damn lawn care subscription. Each shared service, one by one, pulled from our joint account and redirected to mine, without my signature. I feel my throat tighten, not from anger, but from clarity. He knew this was coming. The soup, the HOA meeting, the performance, all of it was pre-litigation behavior. He's setting up a fall guy, a fall girl, and I've been paying for it. I make a fresh folder on my laptop. Danner separation timeline. I log the following. Occitation dates. Utility transfer confirmations. Bank draft patterns. Prenup clause quote. Gina's video. File hash and metadata timestamp. Then I print the utility confirmation page and highlight the signature field. Signed by Marcus Danner. Authorized on behalf of Claire Danner. Method. Digital no, two-factor authentication. Not legal. Not with my prenup. I place the printed page into a new physical folder. It joins the prenup. Side by side. Matching font sizes. Matching signatures. Different stories. Marcus comes down just after 7. Hair damp. Work bag already slung over one shoulder. He doesn't look at me. Just moves through the kitchen like it's a stage he forgot he's performing on. You're up early, he says. Couldn't sleep. He opens the fridge. Need anything? I need to ask you something. He pauses. Sure. When did you move the gas bill into my name? He doesn't look up. Excuse me? The utility account, I say. It's in my name. Your signature authorized it. Now he turns. Claire, I don't handle the utilities. That was probably automatic. It wasn't. He frowns. Are we really getting into account names right now? Yes, I say calmly. We are. He steps forward, measured. This feels dramatic. Does it? You're looking for patterns in shadows. I hold up the paper. This isn't a shadow. It's a PDF. He glances at it. Let me see. It is a bread dies. I pull it back. No. He raises an eyebrow. You don't trust me? I don't answer. He sets his coffee down too hard. It sloshes. He wipes the counter. Claire, I don't know what Gina told you, but she's always... This isn't Gina, I cut in. This is documentation. He opens his mouth, then closes it. I lower the paper onto the counter. You moved every shared cost under my name. He shrugs. We were consolidating. No. You were separating. Quietly. It's still Dode. He walks to the sink, rinses his mug, and stares out the window. Claire, he says, voice lower. This marriage has costs. I've paid them. That's not what I meant. But it's what happened. He doesn't answer. He leaves at 7:18. Doesn't kiss me goodbye. Doesn't even say it. Just leaves the HOA summons untouched. I don't follow. Later that afternoon, I hear from Gina. Text. You ready to burn it down yet? I reply. No, but I'm sorting the matches. It's mustig Davidid proprest. I place the gas bill in the new folder. Next to the prenup. Next to the HOA violation. I label it, Division of Liabilities Prepared. Then I pour the coffee I never got around to drinking. And wait, because the next move isn't his. It's mine. He doesn't come home at his usual time. That's the first tell. The second is the dinner his favorite takeout. set down carefully on the counter like a peace offering from someone who doesn't do peace. I got the shrimp soba, he says, unwrapping it. No mushrooms? I don't respond. I take one photo of the food, date stamped, just in case. He pulls out utensils, pours sparkling water into stemless glasses, adds lime wedges. Been a weird week, he says. As if the soup never happened, as if Gina didn't send the video, as if utilities didn't switch names while I was asleep. I sit across from him, not beside. He places the chopsticks next to my plate like we're still something, then finally looks at me, carefully. Claire, can we reset? I say nothing, but I press record on my phone. He doesn't notice. He launches in. I've been under pressure. You know that. The HOA thing, the firm. He gestures vaguely. It all got ahead of me. I chew slowly. You threw food on me. He leans back. I didn't mean it that way. What way was that? It was an impulse. He reaches for the water. You made it look worse than it was. I stop chewing. So now it's my performance? His jaw tightens. You know I didn't mean to humiliate you. But you did. He rubs the back of his neck. You cried before it happened, Claire. You escalated it. There it is. The reframing. The script he's rehearsed. Gina was right. It was coming. Marcus? I say quietly. You signed my name on utility transfers. He freezes. That was for convenience. No, I interrupt. That was preemptive. He sets the glass down harder than necessary. Do you think this looks good for either of us? He says. You're acting like this is criminal. I'm acting like it's documented. He softens his tone. Changes tack. Claire, we had 12 good years. I don't blink. 12 performative ones. I loved you. I know. I tap the phone screen. Make sure it's still recording. You're not listening, he says, exasperated. No. I'm archiving. He goes silent. The silence hangs like wet wool. Then, are you divorcing me? The question drops like a dumbbell between us. I don't answer directly. I say, we had a prenup. You violated it. I provided, he counters. I always made sure you were covered. I slide a sheet across the table. Gas utility transfer. Circled signature. He doesn't touch it. Just stares. Claire. I'm meeting with a lawyer next week, I say. Calm. Cold. I won't surprise you in court, but I won't protect you either. His composure slips. Just a hair. You're going to destroy everything over paperwork? No, I reply. You already did. I'm just notarizing it. He stands too fast. Chair legs screech. You're not even crying, he says. I meet his eyes. I did all my crying in private rooms while you polished your alibis. He storms toward the stairs. You'll regret this, he calls back. You'll see what happens when you take it public. I let him say it, then quietly say, that was a threat. It's now logged. His footsteps pause. I don't follow. I open a new folder on my phone. Threat documentation verbal 948p. M. Audio clip saved. Titled, Reset Conversation Claire Log. MP Quat. I finish the shrimp soba. Not because I want it. Because I'm reclaiming calories I paid for. Then, I open the laptop. Subject. 2. Legal Arabes Danner Property Law.com. Subject. Notice of Documentation Review. Body. Dear Marcus, per Clause 4B of our prenup, I am compiling a paper trail of all relevant actions. A copy will be available to your legal representation by end of next week. Claire Danner. Née Kaplan. I CC myself. CC Gina. Then log out. Upstairs, the door slams. But this time, I don't flinch. Because I'm not the one trying to undo something. I'm the one recording its truth. The HOA board meets in the church annex. Second floor. Beige walls. Folding chairs. Fluorescent lights that buzz faintly, as if annoyed to be awake. There are 12 people here. 2 board members. 7 residents. Marcus, me, Gina. I dress in gray. No jewelry, no ring, no makeup. I bring a manila folder, my phone, a printed statement, and nothing else. Marcus arrives 10 minutes late, which is strategic. It makes him look busy, pulled, important. He nods to 3 board members, smiles at Miss Killian. She doesn't smile back. I stay seated. Gina sits in the back, near the fire extinguisher, watching, silent. The chairman clears his throat. We're here to address a decorum violation submitted via video. Parties involved Marcus Danner and Claire Danner. Marcus leans forward, palms up. If I may, this has been a misunderstanding amplified by miscommunication and an unfortunately misleading video clip. The chairman doesn't blink. You'll both have time to respond. They call it decorum, but what they mean is optics. What does a marriage look like when it breaks in public? What does silence sound like when it's been recorded? Marcus goes first. He stands, adjusts his blazer, clears his throat, performs. I take responsibility for the discomfort that may have arisen, but I assure the board no harm was intended. What occurred was an emotional moment, not an act of aggression. He uses the word moment 5 times, says context twice, smiles at the end. Applause would feel natural, but no one claps. The room is waiting. Mrs. Danner, the chair says. I stand. Take out my prepared statement. Slide a USB drive across the table. The chairman plugs it in. No questions. The screen at the front flickers. I don't look away. The video plays without sound for the first 5 seconds. A room, a table, people seated. Marcus raises a thermos, then pours its contents on my head. My body jolts. My shoulders lock. My blouse darkens in real time. The room gasps softly. He leans forward in the video, says something. The sound kicks in. You've got 10 minutes before I eject you. The clip ends. Silence. Then, this, I say quietly, was not an accident. It was a choice. I hand the board a printed transcript of the video, highlighted. Then add, this incident is one of several documented actions. Invoices, utilities, false account transfers all filed, all time-stamped, all ready for legal review. The room shifts, not against me, toward me. Gina doesn't smile. She just exhales. Marcus stands again. I'd like to respond. The chairman raises a hand. We've seen enough. Miss Killian lifts her voice from the second row. We've seen too much. The board confers in whispers. Then, Mr. Danner, the board is issuing a formal decorum violation. Additional fines will be addressed privately. Your voting privileges are hereby suspended, pending further review. Marcus's jaw locks. And Mrs. Danner, the chairman adds, we appreciate your composure. If you wish to submit formal complaint documentation, we'll receive it. I nod. Gina rises behind me. That's not all, she says. The board turns. Gina lifts her phone. The video was made public this morning. It's already on 3 community sites. She turns the screen to show them. The video. Soup. Silence. Suburbia. 18K views. Posted 1 hour ago. Marcus freezes. What have you done? He whispers. I face him. Calm. I let people see. Outside, the air is cold and clean. I step into it like someone shedding humidity. Gina walks beside me. You okay? No. Better? Yes. She loops her arm through mine. In the distance, someone honks twice. A crow caws. A dog barks once and stops. The world didn't end. It just saw something true. Back home, I remove the final envelope from the drawer. The HOA original, unopened. I don't shred it. I file it. Under things I wasn't supposed to keep. My house sounds different now. It's not the furniture, not the new lock on the office drawer, not even the silence. It's the echo. It bounces less, like it belongs to me again. Marcus moved out 2 days after the hearing. No apology, no scene. Just boxes carried by men who didn't ask questions and a signature on the exit notice for the property co-op. He didn't fight. He didn't dare. The attorney's office smells like citrus and paper. The paralegal offers me lemon water. I take it. Mr. Segal reads over the final asset summary. He taps a pen on the table. You held your ground, he says. I didn't yell once, I reply. That's what made it dangerous for him. He hands me the pen. The prenup kicks in under Clause 4B. Separate remains separate. I keep the car, the emergency fund, the house, no alimony, no debt. We sign in 3 places. Then I take the copies digital and physical, both weightless, both final. That night, Gina brings over champagne and popcorn. We sit on the porch with the lights off. Across the street, Mrs. Killian waves from her rocking chair. Remember when you thought quiet meant weak? Gina asks. I thought it meant defeated, I say. She clinks her glass to mine. Turns out it just meant done listening. We don't toast Marcus. We don't curse him either. We talk about dumb movies and nonstick pans and the way it feels to walk into your own house and not flinch at the corners. The next morning, I rise early. No alarm, no agenda. I put on walking shoes and a fleece. The fall wind scrapes gently at my cheeks. The leaves are the kind of orange that makes you feel like endings were always supposed to be beautiful. I walk past the neighborhood sign, the one Marcus once told me was branding. I touch the brick. Feel the groove in the word established. Not for me. Not anymore. I stop by the community bulletin board. Tacked to it, a printed screenshot of the HOA hearing video. Below it, someone scribbled, "Turns out silence isn't submission." I don't smile. I just keep walking. At home, I take down the wedding photo. Not angrily, not ritualistically, just naturally. The frame leaves a faint shadow on the wall. I leave it. Final email to Marcus. Subject: documentation complete. Body: all files, videos, statements, and receipts now archived. I will not be contacting you further. Do not respond. Claire Kaplan. No longer Danner. I hit send. Then immediately block the address. That night, I write one line in my journal. He poured soup on my head and told me I had 10 minutes to disappear. So I did, and then I rebuilt. And that's what it was. Not a war. Not a collapse. Not a grand firestorm. Just a quiet exit. And a better entrance.